Why do the people with the deepest capacity for love often have the hardest time finding it? Psychology shows that the challenges deep intuitives face in love aren't problems to fix. They're signals of a connection most people never even imagine. In this video, we'll explore 7 of these hidden challenges, and seeing them will change the way you understand every relationship struggle you've ever faced. But first, let's understand what we mean by deep intuitives. Carl Jung, the Swiss psychiatrist who founded analytical psychology, observed that some people live with a natural orientation toward meaning, symbols, and unseen patterns. These are the rare intuitive minds, those who perceive connections others miss, sense hidden meanings beneath surface interactions, and think in possibilities rather than just facts. In the MBTI system, these are the INFJs, INTJs, INFPs, and INTPs, the visionaries, architects, advocates, and thinkers who can't help but see beyond what's immediately obvious. If you find yourself constantly reading between the lines, picking up on subtle energies, or knowing things about people that they haven't told you, you're likely one of these rare minds. Now let's explore why this gift becomes complicated in love. Challenge 1. They see too much too soon. While most people fall in love through gradual discovery, deep minds tend to pierce directly into the essence of another person almost immediately. You sense the hidden contradictions, the unhealed wounds, the authentic self behind the social mask, sometimes on the first date. INFJs and INTJs, with their dominant introverted intuition, are particularly prone to this instant X-ray vision. They don't just see what someone presents, they see the entire psychological landscape beneath. INFPs immediately sense whether someone's values align with their own authentic core, while INTPs start mapping logical inconsistencies between what people say and do. This makes it nearly impossible to enjoy what psychologists call the honeymoon illusion, that blissful period where you see only the best in someone. Instead, you're already wrestling with their complete humanity, shadows and all. When you do choose to love someone, you're loving them with full awareness, not fantasy. Challenge 2. Their standards are painfully high. Rare minds don't just want a partner. They need someone who can match their depth and complexity. This isn't superficial pickiness, it's a requirement for the kind of profound connection they're capable of creating. For deep intuitives, love must serve growth and meaning. Most relationships feel unsatisfying because they lack the richness these minds crave. Your standards aren't unrealistic, they're appropriate for the transformative kind of love you're designed to experience. The challenge is that such depth is genuinely rare, requiring patience while you wait for authentic connection. But you won't settle for mediocre love, which means when you do find your person, the relationship has extraordinary potential. Challenge 3. They process love through deep analysis. Deep minds naturally bring their greatest gift, their analytical intelligence, to understanding love and relationships. Where others rely on pure emotion or instinct, you instinctively examine patterns, motivations, and long-term compatibility. INTPs naturally theorize about relationship dynamics and compatibility patterns. INTJs apply strategic thinking to relationship potential and development. INFJs use their insight to understand the deeper currents beneath surface interactions. INFPs analyze whether someone's values and authenticity align with their own. This analytical approach can create what looks like hesitation, but it's actually your mind doing what it does best, seeking understanding and truth. This becomes your superpower. When you do commit to love, you're doing so with full awareness. Your relationships become more intentional and authentic than most people ever experience. Challenge 4. They crave both closeness and distance. At the core of every deep intuitive lies a fascinating paradox. They long for soul-deep intimacy, while fiercely guarding their independence and inner world. This isn't contradiction. It's complexity most people don't understand. Your rich inner life requires protection and space to flourish. When INFJs withdraw to process their intense empathic experiences, partners might see rejection. When INTJs need solitude to develop their visions, it can feel like emotional unavailability. INFPs require space to maintain their authentic sense of self, while INTPs need mental freedom to explore their interests deeply without external pressure. This push-pull dynamic confuses partners who equate love with constant togetherness. But your need for both intimacy and autonomy is how you maintain the very depth that makes you capable of profound love. Your love comes from wholeness, not neediness. Challenge 5. They attract complexity. Because rare minds radiate depth and understanding, they often become magnets for wounded or mysterious partners. There's something about your energy that draws people struggling with their own psychological complexity or seeking someone who can truly see them. You unconsciously take on the role of healer, guide, or emotional translator, leading to imbalanced relationships where your own needs are overlooked. Love becomes a project of mutual transformation, but the weight often falls disproportionately on your shoulders. This pattern repeats because your natural empathy and insight make you incredibly good at understanding and helping others work through their issues. Your gift lies in finding someone equally committed to growth and mutual support, creating relationships of extraordinary depth and healing. Challenge 6. They experience love as sacred calling. For deep intuitives, love isn't just attraction. It feels like answering a sacred call. Every connection carries the whisper of destiny, as though you are stepping into a myth older than yourself. Jung understood this longing as the work of the anima and animus, the inner images of the opposite that live inside us all. A man unconsciously seeks the reflection of his inner feminine, anima, while a woman seeks the reflection of her inner masculine, animus. These archetypal figures shape how we fall in love, because we are not only seeking a partner outside of us, but also the lost half of our own soul within us. This is why the idea of a soulmate feels so alive for deep intuitives. It is not just naive romanticism, it is an archetypal interaction, one that psychology itself explains. When you meet someone who mirrors your inner archetype, it feels like the reunion of two flames that were always meant to recognize each other. Love becomes charged with synchronicities, shared dreams, and a sense of this is larger than chance. But this sacred perspective also creates a burden. Every relationship can feel as if it must prove itself fated, and that pressure can break fragile beginnings. The real gift emerges when you meet someone who can hold this vision with you, not as fantasy, but as conscious union. Then love becomes what Jung described as the syzygy, the archetypal sacred marriage where opposites unite, not to complete each other, but to awaken each other into wholeness. Challenge 7. They require sanctuary, not just companionship. While others might be satisfied with companionship and shared activities, deep minds need love that serves as sanctuary for their inner world. Your relationship must be a place where complexity is celebrated, where your need for depth is understood, and where your intense inner life coexists with intimacy. This requires partners equally committed to depth and growth. Casual dating feels draining because surface interaction depletes rather than nourishes your energy. You need someone who can meet you in the depths and find it exciting rather than exhausting. When you find this sanctuary love, you create relationships of extraordinary mutual transformation. Your love becomes a catalyst for both people to become more authentically themselves. So we've explored the 7 reasons deep intuitives struggle with love. But here's the fascinating truth. Every single one of those struggles hides a gift. And when you see that gift, it transforms how you understand your entire journey in love. Every trait that makes love difficult for you is the same trait that makes your love extraordinary. Your ability to see deeply, your high standards, your need for authenticity, your complex inner world. These aren't obstacles but gifts waiting for recognition by the right person. Your struggles aren't signs something is wrong with you. They're signs you're wired for a different kind of love, more conscious, more meaningful, more transformative. You're not meant to love like everyone else because your mind doesn't work like everyone else's. The world needs the kind of deep, authentic love that only rare minds can provide. Your struggles are preparing you to offer something most people never experience. Love that truly sees, accepts, and transforms. And because you've stayed with me this far, here's a bonus insight: how to take this gift and actually live it in real relationships. The answer is not abandoning your depth, but learning how to carry it gracefully into love. First, communicate your special nature openly. When you meet someone new, let them know that your depth is not a burden, but a richness to be discovered. Your need for space is not rejection. It is how you preserve the very qualities that make you magnetic in the first place. Second, practice discernment without perfectionism. Your standards are high for good reason, but allow room for love to unfold at its own pace. Not every profound relationship begins with lightning. Sometimes depth reveals itself slowly, through trust built over time. Giving love space to grow will save you from dismissing connections that might have become truly meaningful. Third, remember that your struggles with love are not accidents but initiations. Every difficulty teaches you to love with more awareness, more authenticity, and more strength. By carrying these lessons, you are shaping yourself into the kind of partner who can sustain the rare, transformative love your soul has always known it was seeking. And if you made it all the way here, let me know in the comments by writing, "I received the bonus." That way I'll know you're part of the rare few who stay until the very end. And remember, your journey with love isn't about finding someone to complete you. It's about sharing your authentic completeness with someone who recognizes that gift. Your depth isn't your limitation. It's your contribution to a world desperately needing more conscious, authentic love. If this resonated with your experience as a deep intuitive, let me know in the comments which struggle speaks most to your heart. Subscribe for more insights into the psychology of rare minds, and remember, your complexity isn't a bug, it's a feature. The right person won't just accept it, they'll be grateful for it.